Okay, good afternoon. As usual, I gotta speed run this because I'm still kind of working right now. So we'll get about 30 minutes worth of work, then I gotta go back to work. I'll take care of some IRL stuff after work, come back, do this, and do sprite animation. So let's get started. And we did dub the Human Echo video yesterday. So I started fixing it, so we should be good to go. We'll get that released in the next few days. So I'll do about 30 minutes worth of work on it each day, so we should be good. But let's focus more on this. Okay, so let's just see what we have so far. All right. The gaze has an ancient fear. That's good. Section 2 is the brain knows you're being watched. That's fine. Section 3, Big Brother and the surveillance nightmare. That's fine. Psychological collapse for 4. Section 5, you are the watcher, because we want to do a different angle from this. We're using specifically Fatal Frame 5, not FNAF. Thank God I didn't go that angle. It's not against FNAF, but it's just a rabbit hole that I just don't want to get into. There's just too much. Section 6, the unseen watcher. That's fine. Section 7, the watcher doesn't act. So, what should we talk about? How about... We haven't talked about cultural differences, like the Western and Eastern horror. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Okay. Section 8. Cultural differences. In surveillance horror. Okay. Both Western horror and Eastern horror are two different beasts. I would say on the Western side of the hemisphere, well, the Western portion of the world, we definitely focus more on shock value. And the Eastern side is more of a psychological, like, it's more psychological. They both focus more on a specific type of horror. Definitely when it comes to like Korean horror, yeah, Korean horror makes me like question stuff at times. Like their manhwas, what specifically like manhwas, are just like holy shit. It puts some American media to shame. So we can't really say that. So they both have their strengths. They both have areas that they specialize in, but more so, at least on the Western side of things, we focus more on making the viewer shocked, and then the Eastern side is more of a psychological thing. Okay. So not every fear is born in the same place. Okay. Give me 1 second. 12:06. So There's more I can add here. I'll have to come back with this later. So okay. Not every fear is born in the same place. Western horror emphasizes control, privacy, and state surveillance. For example, cameras, max stalkers, AI systems, and digital tracking. And as mentioned before, I've dubbed Human Echo. I started working on the audio editing, so I'll today's Wednesday. By next week it'll be out. Then I can finally get a lore files done, and we got a couple of projects we're working on. We made great progress with Golden Sun yesterday. I'm very happy with how that sprite animation is going because we've tackled a very difficult aspect of it and we succeeded. We were able to get past the past the blockade that was hindering me, so we're good. I haven't decided what the next I haven't decided what the next batch of videos is gonna be. Again, like Yume Neko is gonna get released. Golden Sun's a long-term project, and this one I wanted to do this for like a long time. I just had it on the back burner, but I haven't really decided what the next batch is gonna be yet. We'll get there when we get there. Okay, so we talked about Western horror and what they emphasize. Now Eastern horror. When it comes to me specifically, I do prefer Eastern horror compared to Western. More so, Western. It depends. Like, I'm just not big into like shock terror. I'm really not. Like, even like watching like Friday the 13th. I'm like, I know what I'm signing up for. This could be like a crap ton of carnage everywhere. I feel like psychological terror is way scarier, but that's just me. So especially memory. Oh yeah, especially memory. Let's give an example. . Okay. So Eastern horror explores shame, memory, and psychological reckoning, ghosts, grudges, cursed family lines, divine watchers, and spirits. Okay, for the most part that's good. kind of, yeah, yeah, it works. So if we're in the West, being watched means being invaded. In the East, since they deal with the psychological aspect, is you're being seen through. Yeah. Okay, that's good. All right, so let's see what we have so far. Section 8, cultural differences in surveillance horror. Not every fear is born in the same place. Western horror emphasizes control, privacy, and state surveillance. For example, cameras, masked stalkers, AI systems, and digital tracking. Eastern horror explores shame, memory, and psychological reckoning, ghosts, grudges, cursed family lines, divine watchers, and spirits, etc. Each culture interprets the watcher differently. In the West, being watched means being invaded. In the East, being watched means being seen through. So, give me a second to think. Okay. Let me just go over this one more time and see what I got. I feel now cultural differences in surveillance horror. Not every fear is born in the same place. Western horror emphasizes control, privacy, and state surveillance. For example, cameras, masked stalkers, AI systems, and digital tracking. Eastern horror explores shame, memory, and psychological reckoning. Ghosts, grudges, cursed family lines, divine watchers, and spirits. I just literally just described the whole Fatal Frame franchise in one sentence. Each culture interprets the watcher differently. In the West, being watched means being evaded. In the East, being watched means being seen through. Horror games reflect these splits, turning fear into a cultural mirror. I feel this is probably the best. I think right here is where we can talk about the Weeping Angel. Doctor Who ruined my childhood. God, because I hate mannequins. I have a. I can't say it's a fear now, but I've always hated mannequins. I can't stand them. Yeah, Doctor Who definitely ruined my childhood. So I think now we could talk about it. So we should call this, yes, section 9. Weeping Angel. All right. All right. Unfortunately, work calls, so Later on, I'll take care of this because I gotta go take care of some shit real quick. So we got about 15 minutes worth of work, but unfortunately, I'm still on duty. So we'll be back later and we'll do some more stuff. We'll talk about the Weeping Angel. All right, gotta fly, gotta go. See y'all later. Bye bye.